Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Kat, and if you are new, welcome in. Today's video, I have a bit of a heifer of a bag, I'm afraid, and it is my empties. There's quite a lot in here. This is probably at least 2.5 months worth. Now I can't remember if this is like June, July, and maybe a bit of August. I can't quite remember. But I know I've got another bag upstairs that I'm slowly filling up as well. So I'm going to count that as I'm going to count that one as August and September maybe. But this one definitely June, July, maybe a bit of halfway through August. Anyway, let's crack on through. Thank you so much for joining for this video because it is going to be a long one. And I hope you stick with me. I think this part of it is so important, like in kind of reviewing beauty products, because it's all well and good unboxing videos, and that's something I enjoy watching, but you want to know how people get on with the products. You want to know, like, does it smell funny? Is it, does it greasy or oily? Is it like absorb well, or all that kind of stuff? And although people's skin is different, so you can't always tell if it's going to have the same effect on your skin, it at least gives you an indicator of the kind of product you're going to get. And also if there's something wrong with yours. So if someone's like, yeah, it smells amazing, you get it, it smells like oof, then you know that maybe yours has been kept in a warehouse somewhere too long. So, but yes, I will take you through. I'll try and be as quick as possible and try and keep below like the 40-minute mark. And a lot of these are small as well, so just to be warned. So the first thing and I have no particular order, I'm sorry, I'm just going to dig in and pull out. Do I have anywhere to put the empties? Okay, we'll create a space. So the first thing I've got is Esper Fitness Shower Gel. There you go. This one I think I got probably in an advent calendar like last year. I do like the Esper packaging. Generally it's quite a standard kind of low-key, what's the word, yeah, nothing too exciting, but they have this like marble effect on their plastic, which is quite, I don't know if you can see that, which I quite enjoy. Makes it look more expensive than it actually is, but anyway. So this one, you can smell like, is it eucalyptus or lavender or something like that? It smells like a spa, my favourite term. Hopefully everyone knows what that means. But yeah, it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like luxurious foaming, all that kind of stuff. It was actually quite, I don't know how to dry. I don't know how to explain that. It took a while to kind of get going and actually foam. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not sure. But it's definitely more harsh than I was expecting. I definitely had to use it on the, got one of those scrunchy things that you use in the shower. But again, yes, it was refreshing. It was nice, but I probably wouldn't repurchase this one given the choice. I know I've got another one, which isn't the fitness shower gel, it's a different one, which I think is more of a luxury, like more of a relaxing one as opposed to this one. But I was keen to try it to see if, like, especially after a gym session, whether it would leave me feel revitalized and all that. So, and it did. It was quite nice, but wouldn't repurchase. Oh, what am I gonna put you? Let's put you down there. I'll create a little pile there. No, it's fine. Right, next up we have is this one here. This is the Ren Brightening Dark Circle Eye Cream. Now, I think, again, I got this either in a toil box or in an advent calendar or something like that. It's for 15ml, so it is a full size one, whereas the other one was a travel size. This one took me a little while to get through, but I found that I used more of this than I do, like, the thin ones that have the tiny little kind of pipette and squeeze, and I used a lot more with this because it was a pump. I don't know if I've got any more in there to show. No, I completely emptied it. But yeah, this one I actually found really good under my eyes. It's kind of like more of a brightening effect. Obviously dark circle eye cream. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell, I suppose, day to day if they notice a difference. But I definitely found my eyes more hydrated and moisturised. And I prefer it to the one that I used afterwards, which was, I think it's the Ola Hendrickson one, only because it's a tiny little pot and it's really hard to kind of measure out and I'm sure if I use the full size one it'd be a different story, but I do like the fact that it's a pump applicator, even though you obviously miss out on a tiny bit of product that's in there. I don't know how you get that. Maybe there's a way to take it off. See, I'm not that fiddly with this kind of stuff. Nah, I can't get it off. And yeah, even though it did last me quite a while, like a couple of months at least. So yeah, no funny smell, absorbed really nicely. I used it in the day rather than the evening, so yeah, nice one to have. I think that one retails about £45. Obviously I didn't pay that for it because I got it in a box, but would I repurchase it? Not sure, maybe. I have so many eye creams to get through, I can't even think about that stuff now, but at some point maybe I would repurchase it. Next one I've got is another mini. There's a lot of minis in here. Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Moisture Essence. And this is a 28ml. So again, it's only a travel size. Now this one I really liked. It's thicker than say just water, but not like thick heavy like a cream or anything like that. So but it felt really nice on skin. It was actually, when you pour it on your hand, sometimes with the essences, if they're too watery, they just end up going everywhere, whereas this one kind of stayed in a little puddle on your hand, so I could rub it together and then pat it over my face. But again, has that kind of Pro Collagen smell to it. And yeah, I really liked it. I felt that my skin felt hydrated after I'd washed it, and maybe sometimes obviously you get that tightening effect. This definitely helped with that, and then it made it easier for things to absorb, like the serums and stuff that I put over the top. But massive fan of this one. I would definitely recommend it. Ooh, next one. Oh, this one. It is the Sol de Janeiro, yeah. Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. This one I got, again, probably an advent calendar. Most of these things are probably an advent calendar or an edit box. I can't remember exactly where. But yeah, I really liked this one. Used it all completely. It smells amazing. Like, not edible, just holiday vibe. Absolute holiday vibe. I don't know, is it coconutty or... I can't even describe it, but yeah, most people who've used this know it's really nice, and it just feels really nice, and it lasts a lot longer than I thought it would. So I assumed I'd be taking out like handfuls and stuff like that, but you don't actually need that much, and a little bit goes a long way. So yeah, would I use? Yes. Would I buy? Yes, 100% again. And I just recently got like a spray thing, so I can smell like it all the time as well. But yeah, definitely during the winter, summer, it felt like winter sometimes, summer months where we were lacking a little bit in the sunshine, it definitely brightened up the days and made me feel a little bit more summery. So, oops, stayed on there. Cool. Next up we have is a number 7 product. This is the Line Correcting Booster Serum. Now, I have had this one for, I can't even know how long, a couple of years at least. It takes so long to get to. Like I was saying with the pump, that I end up using more than I do with these ones. So these ones, like, they have like the squeezy tube, so you try to put like a tiny, oh look, there's a little bit left in there. You put, this isn't actually just an eye serum, but this is kind of similar. You can see this, oh, there is a little bit in there. But with this one, you kind of just use it around kind of, I just use it as an extra serum on top where I have like particular lines or areas where I'm trying to lift it a little bit more. So I have like lines on my forehead. I get these little lines on my mouth. I've got no idea if that's how you're supposed to use it. But it is a really nice kind of hydrating, and it gives that added little booster. No idea what is in it. You can mix, use as a booster by mixing 1 or 2 drops into your usual moisturizer or eye cream or foundation to supercharge your favorite product with a boost of the line smoothing power, or you can apply it directly to lines, wrinkles every morning and evening before applying your usual serums, etc. So that's all I did, is I just applied it to those extra areas, but it did take me a while because you don't actually need that much. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. I bought it along with the retinol that they had. Oh, and there was another one that had like little kind of ball things that you kind of massage your neck with and all that kind of jazz, and that one I used a lot quicker than I used this one. So but yeah, I do enjoy the number 7 products. I think they're really nice, and they're, for the price point, they're very good. Yes, they're expensive if you buy on their own, but if you do 3 for 2, you end up getting good deals. So, and I know that their Christmas advent calendars are coming up. I'm really excited to see what's in them. So yeah, I would definitely buy that again. But I would probably try and mix it in maybe with more of like my serums and moisturizers, that sort of thing, rather than trying to apply it directly, because sometimes you'd be like, is it making a difference, am I doing anything? Whereas if I apply it all over my face, including my moisturizer, then it might make me feel a little bit different maybe. Amazing. Next one up, so this is by Zit Sticker. Again, I think this is only a little mini. I got this in like a multi-pack thing, because I really wanted to try it, because there was a point where I was just getting like breakouts constantly, and I do still get the occasional ones. I had like all these like little lumps under the skin under here. Most of them have gone, but I still have a couple there that kind of flare up at that time of the month. But I was quite worried at one point, so I was looking everywhere for like something to work. So this came up, and I heard another YouTuber talking about this brand as a whole and their different products. So this is Killer Deep Access Patch, and they're microdart patches with salicylic acid. So there were only 4 in there to start with, and so I used them, I suppose, about 2 weeks of each other, just because at that point I was really struggling. So they come in like these little individual kind of sachets. I think that's the right one. Yeah, so that's the cleaning one. So you basically clean your skin with this first, and then you put on, it came in like a little plastic thing. I thought I kept it, but I haven't. Oh no, I have. So then you get in these individually kind of wrapped, and then you get in these little things. So obviously this one's empty, but you get like your little micro dart in there, and then you take it out and you put the micro darts down facing your problem area, and then leave it on. You can leave it on overnight, which is what I did, and I think that's kind of what they suggest. And then in the morning is kind of soothes it slightly. It doesn't make it go away, it's not like magic, but it does, like, I don't know if you've ever had that point where it's just really sore, really tender, and so it does kind of like alleviate some of that, and then obviously you just keep an eye on it, and I was using like Savlon and everything else just to kind of keep it under wraps. But yeah, no, don't know if I'd say that it worked amazing, but it definitely did something, and they've gone, so I don't know if this is a combination with other different things, but I would try them again. I would definitely try them again, maybe if I got them free and something. Cool. Next up, we have this. So this is my favorite sun cream. You can see, like, I've literally tried to use it within an inch of its life, and it's even see-through. I can't actually see any additional liquid in there. So this is the Dr. Dennis Gross Dark Spot Sun Defense Sun Cream Broad Spectrum SPF 50. Now I got this last year. It was one of the first purchases I made from Space NK, to try and get, like, I think their gift with purchase, and I'd heard good things about it online. I'd like seen some people talking about it, that it was a really nice one to use, and it didn't kind of like, it doesn't make you greasy, it absorbs really well on my skin, it goes on really nicely, you don't need to do too much, all that kind of stuff, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited as well because TK Maxx have just had this in, so I bought 2, so you'll see that in a future haul, but they literally, this one's normally £42 and they've got it on their website at the minute for £19.99. They've also got the 30, or they had the 30 again. I don't know if these are still live on the website, I just know they were on there the other day, which I've also got to try, which I'll probably do during the winter. But I absolutely love this stuff. For me personally, I have a lot to try, but this will be my like default on days where I can't get too kind of greasy, or because some of the stuff I use really nice to give you like a dewy look, and if you're staying at home that's not so bad, but where I've got to put like makeup on over the top, or I've got to be somewhere, I hate that. Like, you can see it now, I just get oily everywhere. I'm using a nice one at the moment, but because of the heat, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop it from going shiny, but it's the ultraviolet, I want to say Scream Queen. It's like a fluid, as opposed to this, which is a cream. So I think I do, it depends what mood I'm in, but I do like the cream in kind of like the winter. I felt that this was really good, and then the fluid's quite nice in the summer, because it's a little bit lighter. So but yeah, I would definitely recommend this one if you haven't tried it. They do kind of miniatures as well if you do want to try it before, because everyone's sun cream is unique to them, and it has to be something that A, you will wear, and B, actually protects you. So definitely recommend. Amazing. I'm talking too much. We're already on 13 minutes. I'm doing about 6 products. This one, super duper quick. This one is just like an empty shell. So I used to have Chanel Mademoiselle. I still do, but I don't get these ones anymore. I have like a big one that I'm now decanting into tiny little atomizers, which I find much better, because this one, I think you got this and then like 3 little 10 mils. So it's 30 mils in total, but it costs like £70-80, which is really pricey. I enjoyed the fact that it was portable, but now you get like atomizers. You can just like decant from a large bottle, so I do that. But I thought I'd include it because I'm now getting rid of it, and I have had it for some time. I do have another one somewhere as well, because someone else bought me one as a gift, which is very kind of them, which I'm holding on to just in case, but I thought I'd get rid of this one because it is a bit scratched and a bit old now. So yeah, amazing. I'll put that one down so it doesn't, the lid won't fall off. Next up, I've got this, which is Skin Corrective Anti-Redness Face Cream. Now, this one I'm actually decluttering because I've had it for quite some time. I thought I had like rosacea skin, and I may well do, but I don't have red skin all the time, and so this one ended up going off and smelling funky. So yeah, I had it probably about 3 years ago. I know. And I started using it then a couple of times, and I just found it very drying on my skin at the time. I thought I was using it wrong, which I probably was, and I've just had it on my dressing table for a while, but the more that I try and use it, it just, yeah, it does kind of like sometimes come out, and then it's kind of really solid. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's not great. It's coming out like solid kind of goo. So yeah, it's probably time to get rid of that one. But would I recommend it? I'm sure there's people out there who use it, and it was a freebie, I think, anyway, from somebody on one of those stands, and I kind of said like, oh, I get some redness, so they gave me this. Now I know that it's probably like just retinols or particular products that I'm using that make me flare up. I do have touches of kind of redness and might have touch rosacea, but not enough, I'd say, to kind of warrant a full skin cream, because they just go off. So yeah, can't say anything more about that one, I'm afraid. Next up, I've got a glass bottle, so I'll be a bit careful. This is the Omorovicea. That's all you're getting. And this is the Omorovescence. It's just an essence. And yeah, so it's their original one. They do another one, which is like a pinky kind of bottle. But this one was really, really nice. Again, a bit like the Elemis one. It's a bit thicker than just like liquid. Smelled really nice. It smelled like the kind of Hungarian mist that I quite like. Yeah, anything that has like a slight smell to it. I know some people obviously sensitive to fragrances. I don't seem to be kind of sensitive to too many, which is quite nice. But again, I enjoy like slight fragrances in my skincare. So this has got kind of like a lavendery smell to it, which I quite enjoy. But yeah, this came free, I want to say in a Liberty bag at some point. But yeah, I think I've got another one somewhere, maybe, but I was excited to try it because I do really like the Hungry Mist. So yeah, if you've got one, give it a go, see what you think. Ooh, don't break. Another Elemis product. This is the Pro Collagen Marine Cream, SPF 30, and this is just like a little 15ml that I got in something, I can't remember what. So this one I used I think I used it when I went away for a week and was traveling. It's just too thick for me now. I kind of look back on, I used to use this all the time, and I loved it, but I think now I'm putting more stuff on my face. So before, when I wasn't putting serums and stuff on, this would absorb really nice. Now I'm adding like all these extra steps. It just sits on the top of my skin. I need the tiniest amount, which is great, but I think that, I don't know, I enjoy using it. But it's not my favorite. We'll go with that. But I know that it's a cult classic for many, many people. And I know as my skin changes, as I get older and stuff, your skin has a tendency to dry out. So this may be one I revisit at a later stage. But at the moment, it is so shiny, which is good, but also shiny because of the heat. So something like this just makes me feel a little bit more uncomfortable, unfortunately. But I do love the smell of all the Pro Collagen range, and the textures are just amazing. I'm really into the peptide range they've got, the like kind of purpley one that they've got. I find that stuff a lot lighter on my skin, and it seems to absorb much better. But yeah, I haven't got any more of that at the moment. I haven't got any more of the day cream, but I have got the night cream oil, which I'm using at the moment with my retinols, because it seems to really like it. So amazing. I've got a big one now. This one is the Ren Evercalm Gentle Cleansing Gel. It's a full size 125ml. So I got this one in the Red Luxe Hearst box. I gave one as well that I think I got a miniature one. I gave one to my mum as well to try, because it is a really, really weird consistency. Don't know if I've got any left in here. Oh, you can kind of see a little bit in there. Let's pop it out. So it is a bit like slimy. I don't know if you can see that there. So you get like these, yeah. It doesn't look amazing, but it is actually really nice in the skin. And then obviously when you start foaming it up and stuff like that, and it is so soft, so gentle. My hands are going to be really sticky for the rest of this thing now. But you can kind of see it start to foam there as well. And it is really, really nice in the skin as a second cleanse. I have nothing to wipe this off with. Oh, planning ahead. But yeah, it just kind of, it's like a really nice gentle foam. It smells okay. It's not my favorite smell. But yeah, it worked really well for what I needed it to do, which was, and it lasted for quite a while as well, because again, you don't need too much of it. So I was using that alongside, I think, an Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm, and they seem to work really, really well together, and it took off my makeup and cleansed my face without like stripping it or anything like that. It really, really, yeah, it was very much a hydrating kind of jelly, but I really liked it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend to try. They have like loads of little tiny samples. I think this one was like £25, but the smaller ones are like 10. So if you want to give it a go first, I would definitely recommend that. Amazing. Next up, so this is the Dr. Barbara Sturm Calming Serum. Now, I have a little story. I'll try and be quick, because obviously we've got quite a few things to get through. I have a massive like mini rant. Massive in the sense of it was horrendous. Mini as in like I don't want to spend too long on talking about it. Last year when I was really getting into stuff, Flannels was selling kind of winter and air flight ready kind of Barbara Sturm kits, and inside they had a series of minis like this, so 10 ml samples. They had like the hydration, like the hyaluronic one. They had calming ones. They had anti-pollutant ones. They had super anti-aging ones. They're all different kinds between the two. My mum then also bought me one for a Christmas present because I really was into it, and it was massively discounted, like over half price, which is fantastic. However, when I came to open them, they were like that full. Like some of them were ridiculous. Like I took pictures and everything because I was absolutely gobsmacked. So they were about that full downwards. And I was like, is that normal? Like, is that just, you know, I was trying to like work out, is that 10 mil? Because it says 10 mil on the back. And I'm like, why would they create packaging for 10 mil if they only half fill it? Why wouldn't you just create packaging that's 10 mil? I've got no idea. So I was quite disappointed, if I'm really honest, because even though they were like massively discounted, they were still expensive products, and I really wanted to try them. So it wasn't until I opened another hyaluronic acid that came in a different advent calendar, like came in like an advent calendar that was 10 mil, that was full to the top, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. So I contacted Dr. Barbara Sturm company first to go, I think I've got a faulty kind of batch, like, because all these are like half full, and I sent them pictures, and I hadn't opened them because sometimes when you open these, the plastic kind of rubber bits are sealed down to the bottom. So I was like, you can try it if you want. And so I went into this back and forth where they're like, nope, it's not us, you have to go to Flannels. Went to Flannels, and I had to create like War and Peace. I had to send the products to them, and then like it's all the pictures and all that kind of stuff for them to even like bother talking about it, because obviously it was I think it was like £90, £80 probably. Then they returned said products broken. One of them was broken, and it was the super anti-aging one, which was like the most expensive, saying there's nothing they could do. So I was like really angry by this point. Long story short, they ended up giving me, I think it was 50% back for one of them. And yeah, it kind of put me off a little bit, all the Barbara Sturm products, which is sad because I do actually really like a lot of the products, but I do find it a bit of a swizz, because since then I've looked at pictures and a lot of people have them half full, and you're sort of like, how can I get one that's full and one that's half full? So I don't know if it happens like with the products, if they're old and they start to like deteriorate, reduce, evaporate. I have no idea, but it does put me off a little bit. So anyway, long story that's taken me what, 3 minutes to say it. The calming serum. Now, it was all right. I didn't have enough uses to tell you if it actually did anything to my skin, and I didn't really have any flare-ups. Again, it's a bit like with the red cream, where I think a calming serum, a serum only really is beneficial if you flare up all the time, if you're really sensitive, rather than the occasional kind of flare-up. So I tried using it after retinols. It was all right. It was, yeah, it's hard to know if it actually worked or whether my skin was just adjusting. I've got no idea. Would I buy again? Absolutely not. Would I recommend it? Up to you. You can try it. If you get it free and something, great. If you don't, there's probably many other things out there better, far cheaper than this. So yeah, sorry. I know some people are probably like, oh, Barbara Sturm's amazing, and they probably are, but for the price point, I think it's just a little bit overhyped. But the products, some of the products are nice. I do like the face cream, I will give them that. So amazing. Sorry, mini rant. Honest feedback though. Next up I've got Tata Harper regenerating cleanser, and this was it says 1.7 50 mils. Do that side. That side or that side? That bit's not got the English on it. There we go. So yeah, this again, I think this came in the Net-a-Porter advent calendar, because advent calendar season is coming. I'm so excited. I've got 3 already. I know. I will be unboxing them, but I do also have a little pile of things I need to get through, so I'm going to try and record as much as possible, so I can get to the advent calendars, because I'm quite excited. I'm trying to pick which ones I want. I'm like, oh, I'll just have this many, and then you see another one, you're like, oh, I'll just add another one, and you're like, I can get rid of the stuff that I don't want, right? And it's a building thing. I need to be disciplined. But if there's any that anyone would recommend, please tell me, because yeah, I think I've seen most of them now. There's a couple that haven't revealed yet. I think John Lewis revealed today, so you can work out when I'm filming. And then what was the one that I'm still waiting to There's one more that hasn't been revealed yet, but I'll figure it out. But yeah, still waiting for one. Yeah, and then there's loads of other ones, like the flannels one last year was amazing. This year they've not done one. I think it's because that got really discounted, so I think they put it on for like 210, 215 last year. Not as many sold as they thought, so they had to drop it down to 119, which is when I bought it. So this year they've done like a cracker instead, and then 2 like little mini fragrance crackers, which is a good idea, like rather than try and like compete with the advent calendar market, which is huge. But then Net-a-Porter's also done the same, and I think they had the similar problem last year, because I think theirs originally was like £260 last year, but I picked up for like 150, which was amazing. And this is one of the items in it. So yeah, they've gone for like the ultimate gift, which is quite cool. But again, it's a very pricey item. I think it's about £270. The value in it is obviously like ridiculous, but it's whether or not you want the things in it that makes it worthwhile. So we'll see. But anyway, this amazing kind of gentle exfoliator. I used this, it says daily, but I tried to use other things as well. So I have like toner exfoliators that I was trying to like use in between. So I got like a physical exfoliator and then a chemical exfoliator, and kind of, yeah, so I didn't use them at the same time. So I was using this alongside, I think it was the gel one as well. So, but really fine, didn't feel harsh on my skin, didn't make me like sore sensitive afterwards, which was really nice. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the Tata Harper. I'm hoping I'll get some more in some advent calendars this year, we'll see. But yeah, there you go. I am doing rubbish at speeding. Right, this is the one, no it's not, this is the other ones. This is the night one I was talking about. So LMS Peptide 4 Plumping Pillow Facial. So I got a day one and a night one, I can't remember how many years ago now, but I only recently got around to opening them this year. And this one was really nice. I know you can use this one as like an additional step. It's like a hydrating sleeping mask, so once you finish doing your routine, but I just used it as a nighttime moisturizer, because again, I don't like too heavy on my skin, and I was using a facial oil sporadically as well, so it just made it, yeah, used it with an inch of its life. Oh, really nice smell. Again, it doesn't smell like the Pro Collagen, it smells more floral, but again, very relaxing bedtime kind of smell, which I really appreciated. It's lighter than the marine cream, I find. It's probably someone comes and goes, no it's not, and I'm like, oh, but it felt lighter to me on my skin, and I just found it to absorb much better, and it gives me like, rather than having that tacky feeling that I sometimes got when I went to bed, it would just leave me kind of just soft and hydrated. So yeah, I recommend this one to give a go. Again, if you've used it and you didn't like it, totally understand, but I really enjoyed that one. Right, another humongous one. So this one, oh my goodness, this took me so long to get through. This is, and you can see it's all scuffed and dirty where it's been on my dressing table for like ever. So this is the LMS Pro Collagen Marine Cream, and it is a whopping 100 mils. So this took me a long old while, and I would dip into it and dip out depending on what I was doing, and I took it down to like here and here. So I made the full use of the cream because it was taking me forever to get through, because I literally need the tiniest amount on my face. I haven't used it all to death, but yeah, this looks, I finished it in July before it got too warm, but I am a fan, but I think where I'm using a lot more products on my face, it just doesn't act the same as obviously before when I was using it, when I was just using cleanse, tone and moisturize. So I would definitely recommend it to people like who have maybe drier skin. I think it would definitely work better on drier skin than it does on mine currently, but it's something I will revisit as my skin gets drier as I age, which is just something that happens, I believe. But yeah, I would recommend, like, obviously if you're a fan of it, you're a fan of it, but this was humongous. It took me so long to get through, and yeah, but I was very grateful to be able to try it and to be able to have a size that big. Yeah, every day you'd be like, it's not going down, it's not going down. And obviously I was getting new stuff coming in and I wasn't able to try anything. So, but I'm grateful, because if you are on like a budget, which I was for some of it, then it's kind of like you don't need to go out and spend more money. It's there and it just lasts so long, which is also a bonus. Right, in the same ilk, this one I had, and I do really like this one. I have another one upstairs of this one. So this is LMS Pro Collagen Oxygenating Night Cream. There we go. This one slightly different. I I find it to have a very weird smell. And I don't know if it's because I've had it for like a year or two, or whether that's the smell that it has. But it was lighter than the Pro Collagen. But at night time, I think I can get away with a slightly heavier cream anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. It did the job. I wouldn't say I disliked it either. I would just say I'm kind of indifferent. I thought it was nice, but it's not my favorite. So yeah, I would probably, if I got it in something, I would definitely use it again, but I wouldn't necessarily seek it out. So yeah, but there you go. I know this one's quite pricey one. I think this one's like £90, but all the Element stuff is very, very pricey. So yeah, I'm glad to have got to try it. I think this one was only the 30ml, so it didn't last too long. It lasted about a month, I think. Whew, I'm gonna have to uncross my legs. Right, next up we have some bigger items. Let's get to the bottom of this. So this is, I've walked it a little bit, sorry. This is the Keristas Genesis shampoo and conditioner. Now this stuff was actually recommended to me a good number of years ago, and when again last November during like all the Black Friday sales, this came up and looked fantastic, and I was like, I'll go to try it again. So with this stuff, I suffer from like hair loss and like the, you know, when you kind of like molting in that sense. So this one was meant to strengthen the hair so you molt less, and then obviously just kind of keep your hair thick, if possible. So I also got, yeah, anti-hair fall, which is the name of it, anti-hair fall. So yeah, it just kind of, if you're prone to losing more hairs and your hair starts to get thinner, whereas obviously this strengthens the existing hair so less of it molts, that sort of thing. But I really, really love it. I just wish it wasn't so expensive as it is. So I think you can get the two of these together for about £45, which is quite pricey, but it does work and it does last a while. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to try, and I will be getting it again as and when it's on offer, but I do have a few to use up. A lot of minis, and a lot of them are like sad, lonely little shampoos that need conditioners. So yeah, at some point. Now this one, Rituals. Love the smell of this one, the Ritual of Sakura. I think I got this one in a gift set last year for my birthday. Was really excited to use this one because it's one of those foaming ones, so you squish down, it comes out almost like a shaving foam kind of thing. But mine was kind of broken, and so every time I tried to use it, the foam would just come out the back here. So it wasn't a pleasant experience come shower time, but it did still work, and it did, obviously I did use it all. You can hear there's nothing in there. So I got through it, but it was a bit of a faff in that sense. And I have used foaming ones before and they haven't done that. So I think maybe I just got a dodgy one, but the smell of this one is amazing. I've got one of those little like room sprays upstairs as well. So yeah, would definitely recommend anything in the Rituals range. I'm hoping again I'll get some for Christmas. I didn't want to get the advent calendar because I do have quite a few things to use. However, if it gets discounted, I may well. But it's enormous. It's like, yeah, it's I don't know where I'd put it. It's probably one of the other things. But they do such elaborate, I know they've got like little houses and stuff like that. It does look very cool. Right, next up we have a so I did promise I would show you. So this is the MZ Skin. So do you remember, I don't know if you've watched previous videos, I bought like a whole load of MZ Skin face masks from TK Maxx. So I managed to use 2 last month. I haven't got the other one in here because I just wanted to show you one. So the mask itself is gold. It's this kind of color. Now obviously this is like completely dried out, and oh, actually no, not completely, it's still very rubbery, but it obviously looks like that, goes on your face. It is a little bit weird looking, but what I quite liked about this one, it wasn't oversaturated like some of them, which you can decant obviously, but this one was just the right amount, I would say. And I was basically putting it on after my serum, and then popping this over the top for 10-15 minutes, but my husband just wouldn't look at me for that long. That's fine, doesn't matter. And yeah, I felt that my face was hydrated afterwards, any more so than most face masks, maybe not. I did feel a brightness, but it could all just be, in my head, you know, like where I've been wearing it and I'm like, oh yeah, that feels really nice. But it definitely feels luxurious. Definitely for me, I enjoy trying stuff like this, whether or not it kind of works better than the other ones. I just felt very pampered. So, and this one kind of comes in a double, if you can see, comes in like the top half and the bottom half, so you can make it to kind of fit your face, which is quite cool. But yeah, I know these kind of like £22 or something ridiculous each, but I think mine worked out at like £6 or something. So yeah, still an expensive face mask, but not as expensive as it could have been. Oh, awesome. What else have we got? Okay, there's another Elemis peptide 4 product. This is the eye recovery cream. Again, this is the one I was talking about in terms of an eye cream. So when I use like ones like this, I've just put a tiny little kind of pea size amount there, and I can sometimes use that for both eyes. So this one lasted me for about 6 months, man. It just took so long to get through, and because you can't see it, you don't know how far you are from the bottom. So every time I thought I was like, oh, I'm near the end, just kept going. So again, like the Elemis, it's great if you're on a budget, because it means that, you know, you don't need to use too much of the product, and it will just last you for much longer than some of the other ones. So yeah, but again, really hydrating, and I use this one as like a nighttime cream, and I'd use the other one as like the day cream, the red one, because it's more brightening. So but definitely recommend, kind of same sort of smell, that lavendery smell, so very relaxing at nighttime. But yeah, I would definitely, again with this one, can be quite pricey, so but if you find one of the deals, like what's the one coming up, Black Friday, edit boxes or advent calendars, then I would definitely recommend that one. Cool. What else have we got in here? Oh. So do you remember the Line Booster one from before? I bought it at the same time I bought this. I think it was the 3 for 2, so I bought that one, the other kind of boostery one, and then this one. So I'm actually what's the word, getting rid of this one, because of the fact that I have had it open for some time, and this is the one that made my skin flare up quite badly. I think it's just because it's a higher percentage than what my skin was used to, which is a 1.5 retinol, and it did make me kind of flare. So, and because it's been open longer than 6 months, I thought it's probably best to give it to get rid of it. And technically it was free because it was 3 for 2, so I'm not too sad. I'm sad about it because I don't like wasting products, but in the sense that, you know, it could have been worse. But yeah, no, like I said, it will probably be an amazing product, and it is an amazing product. People talk about it. It would probably be a good product for me if I was used to that kind of level, but I'm starting at the bottom and working my way back up, because I just found, and they were really good in the shop, because they were like, you know, don't use it straight off the bat, use it like once a week for like 2 weeks or something like that, and then build it up. But what I didn't realize is that there were different percentages, different formulas and all that kind of stuff. So when I bought it, I was a little bit naive, but now I'm more informed. So I'm on the Medicate at the moment, number 3. And that seems to be working really nice for me, which has a really nice smell, by the way. It's like almost like cinnamony. I don't remember how this one smelled, but yeah, so I'm like I said, I'm decluttering this one, and maybe at some point in the future I may try it again once I'm at the level that I'm supposed to be in order to use this. So yes. What else have we got? Oh, we got another big one. Again, another Elemis one. You can tell what I got like previous years. So this one isn't that old. This one is Elemis Pro Collagen Serenity Cleansing Balm. Now, this one was in a QVC set that they did earlier this year, I think. So basically, it was this, a marine cream, and a full-size toner. The balancing toner maybe, or the soothing toner, one of them, and it was these 3 things for £76, which I think was really good. And yeah, I really enjoy most of them. I'm trying to think of the smell of this one. Yeah, there we go. So this one smells similar, I would say, to the normal kind of standard Pro Collagen one. They've all got a similar kind of smell. I'd love to try the rose one, and I'd love to try, they've got loads coming out at the moment, haven't they? But yeah, I got this one. There was like 2 options, this one and can't remember, maybe the naked one or something, I can't remember. But I wanted to try it, and yeah, as you can see, again, Inch of Life, and yeah, it's just a staple for me. I just find it very good at removing my makeup and my SPF. I trust it, and I enjoy the experience of using it. But yeah, be wary around the eyes, because it can sting, and I would definitely recommend not using it near your eyes. Does it say on here about naked and décolletage? Doesn't say anything about eyes on this one, but I know that with other ones it says do not use on the eyeballs. Use micellar water or something instead. But yeah, there you go. Ugh, I can't remember how much that one retails for either. Speaking of, like, here's another one that are from the same Omaritskaya. So this is the Queen Hungary spray. I don't know if there's anything going to come out of that. Oh gosh, oh, I've broken it. Okay, this one was really, really good. It's really, really nice mist, so fine but actually really hydrating. So even though you might spray it and it's just like, it's a really fine mist, it definitely kind of hydrates the skin prior to putting on your serums or anything else, or even through the day. I know people use this as a little kind of hydrator booster. I just use it in my skincare routine, and I would definitely recommend. I have a bigger one to use from TK Maxx, and another one that I got in a Net-a-Porter, so I've got a lot of this one to use up over the next couple of months, but I do tend to use quite a lot. I'm quite generous in the morning with my sprays, but I would recommend, if anyone's not used it, to give it a go. This one is Ren Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic, and it's only 50 mils, a little bubba. I have the full size of this one upstairs, which is 250 mils. It takes a while to get through. So this is what I was talking about in terms of a chemical exfoliator toner step, as opposed to like the Tata Harper, which is more, I believe is more like a physical exfoliant. Now this one's fine, it's nice, it does the job. I do find sometimes though that it can sting if your skin is kind of over exfoliated, so I have to be a bit wary of it. The one I've got upstairs, I'm trying to use it like less frequently, just in case it causes any kind of reaction, but it is a really good one. It's not too expensive compared to others. Yeah, it just depends if you prefer, if you like it or not. Does it have a weird smell? Yes, it does. So this one has a weird smell that smells almost like pencil shavings. That's the best way to describe it to me. Again, I don't know. At first I thought maybe it's off, but actually the one I've got upstairs, it smells the same. So yeah, if you're not a fan of that, maybe you try and find out. There's loads out there, absolutely loads. So but for me, I had one and I used it and I thought, yep, I'd use this again. I might not buy it again, but I'll use up what I've got of it. Okay, we're getting to the bottom. This one, this is EH, so Emma Hardy Plump and Glow Hydrating Facial Mist, Anti-Pollution. I think I got this in like an M&S box like last year or something like that. It's a really, really nice one. It took me like not very long to get through. Yeah, again, quite a fine mist. Has it got a smell? Not too much of a smell. Yeah. It's kind of like an indifferent one, I would say. I didn't notice anything particularly spectacular, but it was there. I used it up. Would I use it again if I got in a box? Sure. Would I buy it? Probably not. But yeah, it was a nice one to have, and a nice one to try, because it's quite a decent size to be able to give a go. Right, next up, I love this stuff. So again, in the same ilk, I got this in a M&S bag box some point in time. It might have been the summer bag last year, I think. I'm not sure. This is the White Coconut Eau de Toilette. I think it's just the Marks and Spencer one, but I absolutely love it. It's definitely got like a coconutty vibe. A similar kind of ilk to like the Bum Bum Cream, but not as kind of distinct, I would say, as the Bum Bum, not as kind of party vibe. But every time I wear this, I would just feel, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I just really enjoyed wearing it. Just to make me feel more summery, like I've been on a beach and not burned, which I quite liked. So yeah, I don't often manage to get through perfumes because I have so many on the go, but this one I would choose to like to use. Oh gosh, look at the sweat, man. Oh gosh, anyone who's not in the UK, there is a heat wave on at the moment. It is curbing out slowly, but it is like hot. I've got my window wide open, but I can't open the other one because you will hear the cars going past. So yeah, apologies for the grossness. Just try and move that away from my neck. But yeah, I would definitely, the stuff in M&S is like their own brand stuff is really good. And I think if you can find a perfume in there that you like the smell of, I found it lasted for quite a while. It's not overly expensive, so if you did want to kind of like replenish it, or if you want a spray extra, you don't feel guilty doing it. So yeah, I'd recommend that one. Really liked it. What else have we got in here? This one, let's go through this one quickly. Fenty Skin, this is Fat Water, which is like a pore defining toner serum. I would definitely recommend it. I would definitely say it's a toner serum. It is really thick. I tried putting it on cotton pads, and that's probably definitely not the way you need to use this. I would say this is more definitely like an essence kind of texture to it. So if I had this again, I would definitely use it on my hands and put it on as more of an essence step rather than a toner step, because I just found it, you can even see it in there, it's like just a bit more gloopy than water. So yeah, I think I used it wrong. But this came in a little Sephora thing, like my beauty box. I was expecting it to be bigger, to be honest, but it was enough to let me know whether I liked it or not. Not my favorite, but like I said, I think I used it wrong. So I will, if I do get a chance to use it again, I will try it the other way, because it just soaked into the cotton pad and then didn't really give me much more. This Works Deep Calm Pillow Spray, 5ml. So this is actually quite an old one. The problem I have is my cat is allergic to everything, so I can't really use these at night time because it will interfere and he'll get like sores and stuff. So I tend to use it only when I travel. So it took me that long to take to use it 5ml. Yes, definitely relaxing, but definitely on the turn as well, because I've had it that long. But yeah, I've got a few pillow sprays to use, and like I said, I do just take them when I go traveling around and about, but most people who've used them, I said this Works one as well, so nice sort of size, especially for traveling. But does it work? Just relaxes you, I suppose, just a bit like the masks or any other step that you're going to take at night time. But yeah, I liked it. This one, you can't actually get this anymore, but it's probably good for the vet because it wasn't my favourite. This is Skin City Skincare Serum First Concentrate. It's a 4% niacinamide. So this one, oh man, I don't know whether it was an old product or something like that. I know it's popping out the top there. It was just like a really, it smelled awful. And it was kind of like an orange consistency. It was very runny, but not, it didn't spread very well. I just felt a bit thick and clumpy, so it wasn't my favorite to use. But again, I don't know whether it's because I bought it quite a while ago now off a secondhand seller as well. I think it was on eBay or something like that. So basically they did a gift set, and I really wanted to try some of the products because they were closing down, and so I bought this one like maybe October last year or something like that, and I don't know how long the gift set this person had the gift set, but yeah, I don't think it was a good product, but luckily it was only 10ml, so not a huge amount. Didn't take me too long to get through, and I did finish it because I think it's worth, like, obviously if you're going to review something, do it fully. But yeah, not my favorite at all. Yeah, niacinamide. What else have we got? I've spoken about this I think recently. So this is the Glow Toner by Charlotte Tilbury. Again, just another little trial size. I can't remember what this one came in. I think it was like a gift set that I got around Christmas. You can see there it's like a milky consistency, a bit like the Fenty Fat Water. The texture of it was just, yeah, I wasn't sure whether I was supposed to put it onto my skin directly or with a cotton pad, but again, it had the same sort of thick, weird feeling if I put it on the cotton pad, so maybe I'm using it wrong. But yeah, it's got niacinamide and stuff in it as well, which is quite nice, but not my favorite, if I'm honest. It didn't leave me feeling refreshed, and the smell of it, very rosy. Very rosy. Again, I've got not a problem with the smell of rose, but I know some people do, so yeah, it is what it is. I think out there, like, there's that much choice that you can't like everything. So this one is Drunk Elephant Bee Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum. It's only an 8ml. Did not take me long to get through at all. There you go. I don't know if there's any left in that. Probably not. That's to death. It's a nice one. It's more creamy than liquidy. So if you're more like a fan of like the liquid kind of hyaluronic acids, this probably isn't for you. For me, not my favorite, but it was nice to use. It did hydrate my skin a little, went a long way. But yeah, I use this day and night for about a week maybe. So yeah, but again, if you're into Drunk Elephant, you probably really like it. I probably wish I'd used it with other Drunk Elephant products at the time. That would have probably been a better idea, but hey ho. I gave it a go. Again, I think this came in like an edit last year, maybe. Can't remember. Yeah, nice. But I think there were other hyaluronic acids that I prefer. If I got it again, I would definitely use it, but I wouldn't necessarily go and buy one. Cool. We're kind of at the bottom part of it. This maybe have to be a two-parter. Let's do two at the same time. So I think I've talked about this before anyway. Two dry shampoos. This one's an Amica one, and this one is Living Proof Perfect Hair Day. Massive fan of both. This one has a smell it's exactly the same as the shampoo. I'm using the shampoos at the moment that I got in the Cohorty box, and the smell of it is exactly the same. So yeah, big fan. This one gives a little bit more texture than like the darker grey one, the original one, which is nice. It is a nice kind of added bonus, because sometimes the top of my hair can get quite flat, so this one does add that extra boost. This one also kind of gave a boost. It was only a little one, so it didn't last me too many goes. I think it was 1 or 2 goes, because I do put quite a lot in, but the smell of it was quite nice. So, and I think again I got it in like an edit or something last year, can't remember which, but yeah, fan. Come on, speed. This one here is the Ordinary Niacinamide 10% serum. Now this one lasted quite a while. It's a full size, but it is very affordable. I wanted to try them, and luckily I got, I think, one of these. I can't remember if it's this one or the hyaluronic I got in an edit, and then the other one I bought when I went to Harrods. So, but it's really nice. I did them together. I had them working alongside together, and yeah, nothing overly special, but I felt at the time my skin was quite clear. So maybe it was this, maybe it was a whole combination of other things, not sure, but definitely worth trying because of the price point. So if you're interested or you're curious about the range. What else have we got in here? Okay, I have a few of these, so I'm just going to try and pull them all out. Not that one. I got through many bioeffects in the space of a few months. This is one of my favorite, if anyone's watched before. I love bioeffects. These one's like 2.5 mils, this one's a 5 mil. I have another one at the moment that came in a Face the Future box that I'm working through. So I try and use this every night before I start putting on my serums, and I've been very fortunate to have like little samples and dribs and drabs. These ones last, I want to say, about 3 weeks, the little ones, depending on how much you use. This one can last about a month and a bit, so yeah, they do go through quite quickly, but again, they're glass, so I don't want to break those. These ones last really well, unlike these ones. So what is the point? So these are the Dr. Barbara Sturm 3 mils of this one is the hyaluronic serum, and this one is the niacinamide. I think I got 1 go with each one of these. Yeah, it's just not enough to tell, and obviously with these ones, they're not very, like, I have this, but I don't know, like, can you see there's nothing coming out? It looks like there's liquid in there, but I just couldn't get to the bottom of it anyway. So not a fan. I think for the size that they are, you do sort of beg the question, what is the point? But I couldn't tell you whether they're any good, whether they did anything or not. They absorb well, but apart from that, not really a fan. This one, this is the Dermalogica Smart Response Serum. This is only like a minute. I think I got this one in a Sephora. I think I selected this as one of my beauty options. Has a little cool pump. Again, use it to death. So I have the full size of this that I got in a Caroline Herons thingy. And so yeah, I do really like it. I use it in the day. It's meant to respond to skin's changing needs. Because it's only a tiny one, I'm not really sure what that means. I would just add it on as an additional step. So I'd have hyaluronic, I'd have my vitamin C, and then I'd add this on as well. Sometimes it worked well, sometimes it didn't. Like my face would like peel, but I think that's it would pill, not peel, that sounds terrible. No, it would pill. So again, I think it depends on what you use it with, but I probably need to do a bit more research before I use the full size is the best way to use it to optimize the effects. But I'll let you know how I get on. But this one, again, when it absorbed nicely, doesn't have a weird smell, and yeah, it's meant to be amazing. But I unfortunately, after 5 mils, which I think this one is, I can't really tell from just that. So yeah. Another Elemis product, this one is the Pro Collagen Advanced Eye Treatment. So this is like a serum that I would put on before my eye cream. I use this in conjunction to say the bioeffect, so I'd use that on my face, and I'd use this, again, I can't give you anything, I'm afraid. I'd use this one on my eyes, really super hydrating, really nice, lasts for quite a while. I use this in the day and the night, and it does offer like amazing hydration to my under eyes. And I can use a little bit on the top as well, and it hasn't seemed to cause any irritation or anything like that. So definitely one I would recommend. And again, maybe not this one because I can't smell it, but This has the similar sort of Pro Collagen range smell. Right, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. This one is the other one. I've got the same one that I'm using upstairs at the moment. This is the Elemis Peptide 4 Night Recovery Cream Oil. So this one is so nice. It absorbs amazingly well. And I think it's because it's the cream oil. It's just so soft on the skin. Doesn't leave me greasy at all. And with my retinol, it just seems to work wonders. It's not too heavy and very, very soothing at night time. So I would definitely recommend giving it a go if you get the chance. This one is the Stravectin Multi-Action Super C eye cream, 5 mils. Again, it lasts a while because it's only tiny, but I've used it within an inch. So this one I would use similarly to this one. I'd use it as a serum before I put on, say, the Ren eye cream to give it that extra layer of hydration before I went in with the creams. But yeah, it was nice, brightening, hydrating, all those things. It was a sample. Would I buy it? I don't know. I know this is one of the ones that Caroline Heron recommended, but I find this one works just as well. Is it Brighton? I don't really know if it's, maybe it's the brightening one in this one that's the recommended, but yeah, maybe at some point I'll try it again and see if it has the same, because that's the problem. It's like, am I just getting older, or am I just getting enough sleep, or like why are the reasons for my dark eyes? And it could be because the product you were using was preventing them before you stopped using it. So I don't know, but at some point I may try it again just to see whether it was that. What else have we got in here? This one, oh, I love this one, but I haven't been able to get another one. Elemis Peptide 4 Antioxidant Hydra Serum. So this one I used alongside this one. So this was used in the day, this one I used in the evening. Now this one I really, again, loved. I think it was because it's a serum, you put it on before the cream, because I also had a day cream that I used, and they all just worked really, really nice together and just made my skin feel very, very hydrated, but equally not tacky and slick and greasy. It was more like softness, supple touch. Oh, just really nice, really nice. But I haven't been able to get another one of these, so at some point I may, and I've got so much to get through, but when I've I may have to stop buying for a little while to get through the backlog. But when I do, this is something I will look out for if it's in an edit or an advent calendar or something like that. So definitely a fan. Right, last few bits. This one is the Sicily Velvet Sleeping Mask, which I forgot I'd used. This is like just a little 10 mil. When did I must have used that recently? Can't remember. But yeah, can't remember using it, but like most Sicily products, it was probably very thick and very luxurious, blah blah blah. But I think because of the size of it, maybe it only lasted me like 2 or 3 goes. I'm not really sure. I can't remember using this one. Yeah, I might have taken it on holiday with me or something like that. So but yeah, I do generally like the idea of the Sicily range. I've bought a load recently from the Black Rose range, so I'll definitely remember using that stuff. But I think some of these minis, you use them because they're there and you need to kind of get through them, but you don't always, it doesn't left any lasting impression. That's all I can say on this one. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to stop myself going off in a little ramble. Okay, next up we've got the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This one was really nice. Nothing spectacular, but it was hydrating, absorbed well, smelled okay, didn't make me break out. And again, it's a nighttime one, so is it a hyaluronic step or a niacinamide step or just an additional step? I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't really know what the active ingredients on that one is. I think I just use it as an extra one. So I'd use my hyaluronic, I'd use my niacinamide, and then I just add this one on top, a bit like the Smart Serum, the Smart one, Dermalogica one. But it was nice. It was really nice, and it smelled good and it felt good. And I know that this one's quite a pricey one, so amazing. Next up, I've got number 7 Lash Impact. There we go. So I was using this one for a little while, and yeah, I think I got to the point where I probably should throw it away. Like, I find with mascaras or anything like this, they could last you indefinitely. So with this one, I used it after, I was using it in conjunction with this one on my eyebrows, which is LBR. I have no idea what that is. It's that logo, if anyone knows. See that there? Is that the right way up? Maybe not. So I got this one in the Cult Beauty Luxe box last Christmas, and it's an eyebrow serum. Again, you can see I've used it as actually empty in there. But yeah, it was a really nice one. It lasted me probably about 6 months. And the same with I think with the eyebrow one, I wasn't so worried about it going over the limit because of the fact that it's on my eyebrows, whereas this one, because it's so close to my eyes, I got to the 3 months and I was like, oh, no more, because it does say 6 months, but I just worry because it's close to my eyes in case it gets like bacteria and all that kind of jazz. I don't want like inflamed eyeballs. It was nice, bit messy. So often I would find that when I opened it and I used the product, and when I put it back in, you just get like a little lip of it all the way around, so I'd end up having to wipe it and it was quite wasteful. So that would be my only feedback on that one, but my eyelashes definitely felt hydrated and conditioned. But yeah, I've moved on now to a Elizabeth Arden one that I got in TK Maxx. So, and again, it's doing a similar job, but the nib on that one's a bit finer as well. I can maybe show you on this one. This one's a bit of a kind of thick to go on the eyes, if that makes sense. Didn't find it too delicate, so yeah, I might even do it now. No, but yeah, so would I use it again? Probably not on that one. Again, it wasn't what I expected. This one is the BioEffect EGF Essence, again, tiny one. This worked really nicely. I can't remember if this was one of the first ones I used, I can't remember. But I got this one in a little kind of gift set thing with freebie. Really nice. Again, it's kind of similar consistency to the Elemis, but a little bit more watery. But it smelled nice, it worked really nice, it absorbed very well. Good things to say. I do have a full size of this one as well that I got in the sales last year, which I'm keen to use, and I'll let you know how I get on with a fuller size one. I think it makes any difference using it for a longer period of time. Right, we've got a couple more products left. Let's see if I can pull them all out. And there's some random bits at the bottom that I don't know, lids and things, I'm not sure. Where have they come from? Right, go off. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's put these back in the bag. Right, I've got some perfumes in here as well. So we're down to the last few. I promise we're on an hour. Right, Perricone MD. This is Hyaluronic Intensive Hydrating Serum, and it's a 15ml. This one was nice, but I found that, if you can see at the bottom, I really struggled to get all the product out. And I love the vitamin C, the ferulic one they've got in this is it's one of the nicest ones I've tried. But this particular one, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of. I had to use quite a lot for it to feel hydrating. It comes out as more like not like a liquid, it comes out as more like a serum kind of texture, which I always find doesn't go as far as the water ones do. So but yeah, not my favorite, but it was nice to try it, and I would use it again if I got it in an edit, but wouldn't necessarily buy it. This is the Dermalogica Bioluminum C Gel Moisturizer. Very light, very hydrating. Again, it was only a 7ml, this one, so I used it pretty quick. I think I used this one on holiday during like the hottish months that we had. Very nice. I would use it again for sure. I think I've got a big one of this upstairs as well to use at some point. But it was nice to try, and I do like the Dermalogica stuff anyway. It's a bit lighter on the skin than, say, the Elemis or something like that, so I'm a fan. And the last creamy thing I've got is the Lancome Absolute. This is Pressure Cells, SPF 15, no, is that right? Yes, SPF 15. Again, I think I used this when I was traveling. Thick cream, moisturizing, hydrating. My favorite, probably not, but it was nice to try. So yeah, and again, you can't really get like long-term effects of these ones. It's more like, does it break me out? Do I like the smell of it? Etc. So yeah, I'm happy to have it, but not necessarily one of my favorites. Okay. Oh, one more. No, that one we've done. Right, so, oh, this one as well, sorry. This is a perfume sample sneaking in there. So this is, and there's a little hair there as well. This is the Max Prep and Prime Fix Plus. So it's a tiny little one. Can't remember where I got it, but it was nice to try. This one did leave me little splodges, I must admit. I don't know whether it's like just the, yeah, nothing's coming out. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but it was like clumpy. I don't know whether it's just the applicator because it's obviously like smaller, but I'm trying like the airbrush one at the moment, Charlotte Tilbury, and that's much more of a fine mist. So yeah, maybe I'll try the slightly bigger one to see if it's the applicator as opposed to the actual solution. But I found it, my makeup fixed. But this hot time of year though, it's really hard to tell because you just melt, and you're like, is it the fixing spray, or is it just because it's really hot? So we've gone through everything bar these 3 little perfumes, so I'll talk about them very quickly because we are over an hour. So this one is Replica by Maison Margiela, and this is the Eau de Toilette. hang on a minute, Jazz Club, there we go, I was trying to find it. Love this smell. This one, one of my favorites of their replica range. I got like one of the, come on, I can't get any more up, I can smell it through the thing. This one really loved. Would definitely repurchase a full-size bottle. I've got like the Discovery set of these. I think it was like 30 quid, and I bought it when I had £5 off in John Lewis. But Jazz Club is probably one of my favorites. Yeah, I can't describe the smell to you, I'm afraid, because it's not that potent, but it's one of the ones that I really liked. I tend to keep the ones that I really like separate to the ones I don't, and the ones that I don't I tend to get rid of, so I should probably talk about them first, then get rid of them, which I'll start doing. But these two, so this one is the Halfetti by Penhaligon's. Expensive taste, but I love this one. This is one of my favorites. I've got a couple of small ones. I've got an atomizer that has this in that I got from Penhaligon, but it has 5 ml in it, which is really sad. But I'm going to check them out to see if there's like a full-size version. Not full-size, but like I think they've started doing it in a 30 ml, which is very exciting, because it means I can afford to like at least get the 30 ml, which I think is £80, £90, something like that, rather than fish out for the 100 ml version, which is like nearly 200 quid. But really nice smell. And then this one, and again, I'm a huge fan of, and I've bought this one in a 10 ml recently. Is it 10? 3 times 10. I think it was like, it was expensive. But this one is the Wilhelm Parfumerie, and it is the Moon Carnival. So again, I'm a huge fan. I don't like all of the Wilhelm ones. And again, it's the same with the Penhaligon. Oh, can you see that there? Moon Carnival. So this one came in a beauty drop box at some point. Again, I can't remember exactly when. But these two I'm actively searching for. This one, like I said, I've purchased recently, so that one's okay for a little while. This one, I'm definitely looking for a larger size. I think the Selfridges one has like a 10 ml of it this year. I think so. One of them does, so I'll be getting that one. And then this one is a new discovery for me, because I didn't realise, but I really do like that one. So hopefully they might have one at Christmas at some point, but we'll see. If not, I might treat myself at some point to a like 30 ml bottle or something, if they do 30 mls. So that is it. 1:06 I've got on 1 hour, 1 hour 6 I've got on mine, so I won't spend too long rambling, but thank you so much. I know that was a really long empties. I will try and cut some stuff out if I can, but I like to kind of give you the full wave of my ramblings, just in case any of it's useful. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know that I haven't done too many videos lately. I promise there are more coming. I've got several advent calendars to unbox. I've got my birthday haul, because I had my birthday recently, which is another reason why I haven't filmed as many videos. I went to Liberties and I went to town and to get the freebie. I was very impressed, but I'll share that with you. I've obviously got my TK Maxx haul. Oh, there's so many items this month. I went a bit crazy, I think, but what I really need to start doing is like passing on things that I know I don't like, especially if an edit comes and it's things you know that you're not really a fan of. Is there someone else who can use them? So yeah, that's me done. I'm warm. Hopefully I feel like less unburdened. I feel like this has helped me. I feel like therapy. But yes, hopefully you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, I do appreciate it. And I will catch you very soon on the next one. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.